Okay, do. We're going to play some Wizardry. It's going to be fun. Yes, you'll see. It's going to be loud as piss is what it's going to be. There we go. Alrighty, this is a spur of the moment decision. So, what I need from you is to tell me if the volume is correct. I haven't streamed this in for friggin' ever. So, let's see. Give me a few seconds here to get a few more settings cranked. And we'll get started. We're going to be starting in progress here. Just so you know. Just so you know. So, we're here, I'm here, we've got everything set up. It still seems kind of loud. Let's see, hold on. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing exactly, you know what, there might be, hold on. We're gonna go with this save here, we're gonna load. And we're gonna go to the game options, we're gonna change this to a window. Not full screen. This is, have I screwed it up? Technical difficulty. Alright, so game options, let's turn the resolution down just a hair. Let's not do full screen. I need it windowed. There, just so I can see what the audio is doing. It's it needs to be turned down just a little bit more, looks like. Yeah. It's loud in my ears. So I'm gonna say that's probably fine. Turn down just a little bit more. Each game has its own thing, you know. And let's go back to full resolution here. There we go. All right, so it should be working fine now. If it's too loud, well, that's a risk we're going to have to take. You'll have to tell me in the chat. Let's save those changes. Now, okay, so we have a party in progress here. Sorry, it's been a while since I've streamed. I've been having some health problems, but I think everything is, you know, about to work out. So what do I have here? Let's go here. I'll show you what I've got. We're looking at an evil, mostly evil party. All right. We've got Tomlin, the neutral dwarf samurai. Samurais cannot be evil, but they can be neutral. Since I'm wanting an evil party, I had to go with a neutral samurai because they can only be neutral or good. And good and evil parties can't intermingle. We've got Hrodrem, 3rd level fighter, 3rd level halfling thief, 2nd level elf, evil elf bishop, a 3rd level evil gnome priest, and a 3rd level evil human fighter. Now, one of the things I thought about is, you know, I have this bishop, and these bishops are wonderful and all, but they're actually kind of a pain in the butt. So, because they level really, really slowly. Let's see if we can get a decent roll here. Oh, there's a 19. I went right past, and I went past it again. Darn it, there's an 18. 29, I think, is the max. So 18 and 19 are not as great as you think they are. Oh, there is a 20. Son of a bitch. Okay. Focus. One must become one with the die. And I went past it again. Damn. Damn! Okay. Settle down. I'm usually happy with 20. It's incredibly rare to get anything higher than 20. There's a 19. You get tunnel vision on this. Damn. Okay, I'm just going to have to shut up until I get it. There we go. All right, so what am I wanting? I'm wanting a mage is what I'm wanting. Yeah. And so, therefore, we want an elf. Let's go ahead and boost the intellect, the vitality, the agility. I think that's good. I think that's good. We're wanting a mage, an evil mage, of course, and it's an elf. That's the same portrait as our bishop. I love that portrait, though. Evil mage, that looks like an evil mage. So does that. So does that. Let's go with this one. No. Oh, let's see. Rendretta. I don't know. Sounds good. Okay, so now we're going to go to the tavern. And we're going to take her along. I'm going to park the bishop here for later. And we're going to bring Rendretta along with us. Oh, let's see. What does she have for equipment, staff, and robes? Okay. It's fine. She should be fine. She'll be a little underleveled compared to the others, but that's okay. It's no big deal. We're still in the earliest of the early game. If you're not familiar with Wizardry, it is the granddaddy of all party-based dungeon crawlers. It is a turn-based RPG where you create characters and go into a maze, or labyrinth, if you will. And fight monsters, gain levels in an effort to make your way all the way down to the 10th level, where an evil wizard is waiting by the name of Wardna. You go down there, you kill Wardna, you take this magic amulet, you ascend back to town, and Bob's your uncle, that beats the game. So it's turn-based. You fight like so. Let's see, pull up the card, Bubbly Slime. You see here we have several unknown bits of info. So I'm going to have Roscoe the priest inspect the enemy. High int and high piety characters can inspect enemies on their turn to learn more about them. Mara is going to hide, and Rendretta is going to inspect. Okay, so Roscoe observed new details. So now if we pull up the card, you'll see in the middle there, and we now know the class is Beast, base AC is 12. HP range 1d3 plus 1 and attacks 1 per round, which is good to know. AC works in the older D&D style where a lower number is better. All right, there's still information we can get, the resistances, etc. So we will do that, but notice, new to the remake, your thief can hide in the shadows or attempt to hide in the shadows and then lunge out in ambush so that at least your thief has something to do if he or she is not in the front lines. And we'll have Rendretta inspect as well. We didn't learn anything new, but hey-ho, they're dead. And that is grand. We get a itty-bitty bit of experience. And for killing the monsters, each survivor gets 36 experience points and finds a chest. We're going to inspect the chest with our thief. She thinks there's a 95% certainty of no trap. All right, we will see. We got 50 gold. All right. Very good. Now, let's go this way. All right, here we have a hidden door. It's pretty obvious. And some monsters. Bushwhackers. All right, we need to learn more about them too, so let's do that. We're going to fight with the front. We're going to inspect. We're going to hide, and we're going to inspect. You need to be very careful. This is actually a very dangerous encounter. I probably should have cast some spells, but I didn't. I didn't learn anything new. Okay, it's probably not a bad idea to cast something. Let's cast Kalki to raise our armor class for the whole party. Let's ambush. And you know what? Let's see. Wait. Fight. Cast Kalki. Ambush. Cast Catino. Try to put him to sleep. Miles, how's it going? Welcome. I am winning so far. How are you? Could you give me a sound check, by the way? Is my voice appropriate volume-wise and versus the game, etc.? All right. We're going to inspect. All right. 95% chance poison needle. Okay. But our thief deftly handles that. And there's nothing else here. It's just a room. I don't think there's any more bad guys, but what we do need to do is heal a little bit. So we cast Dios on Rive, and he's in good shape. Wizardry is one of the few games where I play an evil character. Nice. Thank you, thank you. How have you been? I'm getting better myself. Still not 100%, but hanging in there. All right. So we could dispel these fellas because they're undead. And we don't need to learn any more about them, doesn't look like. But if you dispel them, you don't get any experience. So let's not do that. That little turd hit me for 5 damage. Darn him. Okay. Crossbow bolt, huh? Well, that's why you have a thief. But yes, as I was saying, Wizardry is one of the few games where I enjoy playing an evil party because you get access to the best gear. And possibly the best class, which is the ninja. Well, I hope your kids keep feeling better, and I hope that you continue to avoid the colds yourself, my friend. That's always tricky business. This is a remake of an old game, the first Wizardry game, which came out in 1981. I say remake, but this is kind of it's unusual because it's actually the Apple II version that I'm playing, but it has a fresh coat of paint on top of it. But if you look in the lower right corner, you see there in white this screen. I can actually make it bigger. This is the Apple II version, which is the original version of the game. And if we go through this door, you will see that it is actually running. So we have modern visuals on top of a 45-year-old game, 44-year-old game. There are some quality of life changes that have been made as well. More undead kobolds. I need to be very careful here for a couple of reasons. One is, let's just dig through that. I could be teleported, and that would be bad because my characters are still pretty low level. But I'm pretty sure there's no teleport trap over here in this part of the thing. I've played this part of the game so much that I feel pretty confident. However, this game is famous for being very unforgiving. It even says right when you load the game up, don't fall in love with your characters because they're going to die. Alright, these are just regular kobolds, so we'll just auto battle through them. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you're here. It is very neat. It is very neat. I've never seen anything quite like that, where it's literally the original version of the game running in the background with sort of a modern, I don't want to call it a veneer because, I mean, it kind of is a veneer, but they have added so much to it that it feels like a remake, even though it's mostly cosmetic. I can't think of another game quite like that that's received that kind of treatment. Alright. I'm just looking for hidden illusionary walls. The other reason I need to be very careful is I don't think I have access to the mapping spell yet. To be safe, I'll try to dispel some of these. There we go. And there are some awesome quality of life things. Like if you look at the bottom of the screen where my party is, let me get the chest open so you can see it again. So you see Thomlin there, who's in the upper left corner. You see there number 2, and there's an arrow going up. That means he can level up. That was not something that was in the original version. Again, if we were playing on the Apple II, this everything in white there in the center of the screen is what we would be seeing. One thing I wonder, if I press C on the keyboard, how about that? So the keyboard commands do work on the version. One thing that would be neat that you can't do is to just play the Apple II version without any of the modern stuff on the screen. That would have been a neat thing to add. I know most people wouldn't bother doing that. But anyway, that would be one thing that would be neat. So yeah, we do need to camp. Let me get this back. Well, I can't change it while we're camping. Roscoe should heal. We only have 2 heals left. But it's probably a good idea. Oh, plus, it's a random dice roll. What kind of spells does Rendretta have? No, she doesn't. She's still first level, so she's not really useful at all. Yet. Fair enough. Without access to the mapping spell, which is called Dumapick, you can easily get lost, so you don't really know what the map says or where you're at on the map, even though there is a mini-map. Let's take care of these guys quickly, and I'll tell you what I mean about that when we get back to it. So you see the mini-map on the lower right, and it, for now, looks correct. But if our characters get teleported, they will get confused. The minimap in this game represents our character's knowledge of the maze, not my knowledge of the maze as the player. And so if they get confused by like a teleporter trap, then the minimap will be all confused. Overlord Trevor says, what secrets hide in this maze? What treasures? Well, I know there's monsters. That's what there is. Yeah, so they're starting to run away from me. But again, if you're confused and you have access to the mapping spell, which is called Dumapick, then you don't need to worry. There's also a spell that shows you where these doors are. Ah, this is what I was looking for. In this room is a silver statue of a boar with horns and long fangs. On the wall by the statue is a message, partially obscured, that appears to have been left by passing elves. It is hardly legible, but some comments warn about ghosts and demons, or a warning about ghosts and demons can still be made out. And we get attacked, but it's no big deal. Boom, boom. Oh, 2 rounds, huh? There we go. All right. So now we're going to search the room. And we find the silver key. If we press Y to camp, you'll see in the upper right, we have a key inventory, which is separate from our item inventory. This is another improvement over the original version of the game. In the original version, these keys took up space in your inventory, which was limited, and the game did not tell you when the key was no longer useful. So you never knew when you were safe to throw it away or not. And you could screw yourself if you needed it later and you threw it away, because there's only one of each of these keys in each playthrough. So, got to be careful. So everybody looks like they could level up now. Let's just keep moving through this section. See if there's anything else. I don't remember anything else in this part of the dungeon. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Was that a... No, it was not. Later on, there's a spell you'll get that'll let you see the hidden walls more discreetly. Or they're less discreet, rather. They stand out like a turd in a punch bowl if you have the Milwa or low Milwa spell. I said this was the granddaddy of dungeon crawling RPGs, party-based anyway. And it really is. This game was huge in the US. I remember when I was a kid, I was just a little baby in 1981, but even when I was older, 5, 6 years old, and first started, learning about computers and computer gaming, Wizardry was still huge. And there were many sequels to this. There were 8 mainline Wizardry games here in the US. But Wizardry was gigantic in Japan. This is the game that inspired Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. Many of the influences can be seen here. Not only the party, but Final Fantasy fans will appreciate this as well. Having grammar and syntax in spell names came from this game. So you have Dios, which is heal, or Ba Dios, which is harm. Milwa is the light spell that lets you see secret doors. It doesn't last very long time, but Low Milwa is a longer lasting spell, and the prefix low used in any spell indicates that it's a improved or longer lasting version of the original spell. So things like fire, Fyra, Fyraga, that inspiration came from this. All right. Now, so the gameplay loop here is go down in the dungeon, fight monsters, find treasure, gain experience, come back up to town, and level up and spend money on the equipment, or more likely spend money on being resurrected. Because, again, you're gonna die. Let's go ahead and level up. We do that at the end. All right, Tomlin is leveled up. This is our samurai. Now, he is a physical attacker that also casts spells. So I think I will add 1 point to intellect and 1 point to strength. No, you know what? Let's stick with the basics on spellcasting and go max out our strength. Yeah, and go to 17 vitality on him. Rotoram is a fighter. Let's see, we have 1 point to spend. Let's spend it on vitality, because that dictates how many hit points we get per level. Writhe is a fighter as well. Human. I think we need to move him towards Samurai also. So, because he's pretty good on these. Let's go ahead and put points in intellect and piety. Class change is an effective thing. It reduces your character back to level 1, but they keep some of the bonuses and spells and things that they had before. And having different jobs and being able to change jobs in the game, that is also something that was borrowed by Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest as well. Roscoe is our cleric. I think 1 point. I think I'm going to put that point into intellect, because eventually I'm going to change him into a mage, but not right now. Mara is eventually going to be a ninja. Ninjas require 17s across the board, so let's just start inching everything up. And this is Rendretta, our mage. She has learned Magreth and Dumapic. Dumapic is the mapping spell, which is very, very good. We could max intellect. We could Do some vitality. I like the idea of going for agility, because agility determines turn order, and the mage will eventually learn some essentially nuclear spells that can really, really wipe things. Okay, so let me check and see how everyone is doing here spell-wise. Alright, so I wasn't sure if you gained your spell slots back when you level up or not, but if you look here on Roscoe, if you look over here at spells, divine spells, let's see. I can bring the pointer in. Where here's Sarah's Kalki. Across from here you have numbers in these numbered boxes. So 5 means he can cast level 1 spells 5 times, level 2 spells 3 times. Likewise, our mage. Mage. Come on. There we go. She has 4 level 1 spells, which now includes Dumapic. So we're a whole lot safer to go back into the dungeon at this point. So let's go ahead and do that. Or the maze. Dungeon, maze, same thing. Now, first thing I want to do is cast Dumapic. So we camp, we press A on Rendretta, cast Dumapic. The Dumapic informs you of the party's exact displacement from the stairs to the castle vertically and north and east, and also tells you what direction you're facing. So let's cast the spell. And then it brings up the map. This is the entirety of level 1 that we have explored. Anything we have not explored is not on the map yet. So right now what I want to do is explore the 2 black quadrants of the map. The question is, which one do I want to do first? It doesn't really matter, I don't guess. Notice when we cast Dumapic, it puts the arrow indicating where we're at and what direction we're facing. What you see corresponds with the mini-map. But once we take it away, we can press X at any time to bring up the last Dumapic cast, but the arrow is not on there anymore. So if you get teleported, you probably have to cast it again to know where you're at, unless you're just real familiar with the level. Alright, so we're going to go through here. Now, I happen to know that if we go all the way up here, there is a hidden door right here. And that would lead us into the lower right quadrant of the map, which might be a good place to go right now. However, a little more straightforwardly might be going up into the upper left quadrant before we do that. With a party of level 3 and 4 characters, you should be pretty safe to just sort of wander aimlessly through level 1. But don't go down to level 2 or you will die. While this is loading up, I need to visit the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we got one orc. Looks like the rest of them ran off, and the bubbly slimes. So let's just attack. Let's see. What do we... Bubbly slime. How do I switch it to the orc? Toggle enemy card. Is there a way to see the orc card? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Let's fight. Fight. Having enemies and the party in different rows, that's also something that was borrowed for Final Fantasy many years later. All right, let's inspect. Yeah. Try to hide and inspect. We didn't learn anything new. Oh, well. That orc was like, screw this. I'm leaving. We'll just kind of auto battle here. Okay. And we get a chest. No trap. Let's just open it. 95%. That's still 5% chance to die. It's like Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. If it's like, if your spell has 95% chance to succeed, it will fail 9 times in a row. That's just how it works. Okay, so we got a 4-way intersection here. Let's go to the left first. If memory serves, there's not a teleporter anywhere here. And these are also 2 empty rooms. At least it's not like, oh, what was that name? What was the name of the game where you actually take damage if you run into the walls? I can't remember. Look at that. Slick, huh? Orc. Dungeon Master, I think, is the one I'm thinking of. Alright, yeah, so we need more info about these orcs, too, so let's do that. Hopefully we'll learn something. Like Scan or Libra in Final Fantasy, there is a spell in this game that will let you, you know, inspect the monsters. Oh, there's the phone. Hold on 1 second. Alright, it's a scammer. I'm back. What was I doing? I was going this way. Alright, let's try up. It's empty. These empty rooms are just to throw you off, I think. Yeah, look there. See, that means hidden wall. That doesn't always exist, and in the original, that was never there. It is a nice touch that they run away sometimes, and it's handy when you're, you know, essentially going up against trash mobs that wouldn't give you much experience anyway. Okay. But it gives the game some life, you know. Okay, so how many more times can we cast Doomapig? Twice. Okay, so let's cast it again. Okay, so have I discovered everything in this upper right quad? I feel like I have not, actually. I think I've missed something. Knock him out. Ugh. I'm glad that this remake exists because it brings Wizardry to a completely new audience. I think almost everybody who's into gaming, or at least RPGs, has heard of Wizardry, but I don't think there's all that many people, certainly under a certain age, who've actually played it. I'm going the wrong way. Well, no, maybe not. Hold on. I could have sworn there was something... I don't know. Old memories. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So I have not inspected this little area here. Bubbly slimes. Now later on, we'll encounter a green slime monster called a creeping crud that can poison you, but these can't do that. Also, if you've ever played Dragon Quest, you know that the mascot and the first enemy you usually encounter is a slime. That comes from this too. The Japanese became obsessed with Wizardry in a way that's hard to overstate. There were 8 mainline Wizardry games here in the US, but I'm not sure how many Wizardry games were made in Japan. It was way more than 8, I'll tell you that much. There's all kinds of Japan exclusive Wizardry games. And there's a super cool one called Wizardry The 5 Ordeals, which is essentially a Wizardry creation kit that lets you create your own Wizardry games. Kind of like Mario Maker or, what was that? There was a gold box Forgotten Realms game for the PC that also lets you do that. It lets you make your own gold box game, and I'm blanking on the name of it. Now, 5 Ordeals was originally Japan only. Yeah, when you buy it, it comes with 5 scenarios, hence the 5 Ordeals. And those have been translated into English, so you can play those 5. Each of them is as long or way longer than the original Wizardry game. So you're talking 20, 40, 80 hours per. And the creation kit, as far as I'm aware, has not been fully translated into English yet. So you'd want to definitely buy the PC version. You can get it on the Switch, but you'd want to buy the PC version if you're interested in 5 Ordeals, so that you can mod it later when they get the English patch done for the creation kit. There's also free downloadable scenarios that are in English, and there are some paid ones as well. So if you really, really like Wizardry, 5 Ordeals is something to look into. It's not as slick in terms of presentation as this, but you know, it's I don't even know if there's any animation in it, but it is a nice looking game. I just don't think there's any like character animation, but it's pretty neat. I've never actually played it myself, but I know people who have, and I want to get it. I'm just kind of waiting on the creation kit to be fully patched into English, because unfortunately I don't know Japanese. I'd love to rectify that one day, but there's only so many hours in the day. I also want to learn Mandarin, But, you know, maybe one day. Anyhow, occasionally in the maze, you'll come across signs like this. You should read them when you see them. Corridor out of limits, turn back. Well, we're not going to listen to that, are we? But if you notice, there's ominous darkness ahead. We step inside, we can't see anything. Ever so clever, what waits within these Stygian halls? Overlord Trevor, by the way, is the guy who sent us in here. Or, well, he didn't really send us in. He enticed us in with the promise of riches to find his amulet. All right, so this is an area that's totally dark. Fortunately, on this floor, there are no spinners or teleport traps inside the darkness, which that's especially devious, but it's first floor, so they're not going to do that to you. And if we pull up the Apple II version, you see the view screen, it says it's very dark here. So what we're going to do, because I know this by heart, is go ahead until we hit a wall. We're going to strafe to the right. We're going to go ahead. We're going to fight some bubbly slimes, apparently. We're just going to zip through this. Very piddly amount of experience and gold. And so you see there's like a little free-walled area here. There's nothing here. It's just a thing to kind of give you a bump in the path. Now we're going to sidestep here. We're going to go here. We're going to turn. We're going to push. Now, if I press A right now, you see it says open door. Yeah, there's a door there. And inside is a mage of some kind in that one little room. And he will send you back to town, which is a handy little shortcut. If I pull up the map, our Doom pick is not updated, but we're right here right now. That actually, we're right here. We're in 0-10 or 10-0 right here. The little room that is just behind us and to the left is right here at 19-9, or I don't know which number you say first. I guess technically you should say the X first, right? So 919 would be right here. Okay. We're not going to take the shortcut yet. We're just going to keep trucking. In fact, I should probably bump against the walls so that it's so you can kind of see on the mini map what's going on. We're in a double width corridor right now. We still don't know all there is to know about these orcs, so I'm going to try it again. Observed new details about the orc. So now if we pull up the card, we know it's a melee class, base AC 10, HP range 1d4, and 1 attack per round. We still don't know resistances, etc. So let's try it again. He probably will run. No, he didn't. We didn't learn anything. Even if you've killed all the monsters, if it's not, if you kill all the monsters before it's the turn of the character who would be inspecting, you still get a chance to inspect. All right, now you can see on the mini-map more about what we're looking at. And right up here is an elevator. This is very useful. If you turn to the right, you can use the little crank there to go down to floor 2, 3, or 4. Right now, that'd be certain death for us, so we're not going to do it, but just know it's there. Now, looking at Doom-a-Pick, one thing I didn't mention, but I guess kind of is obvious, is the map wraps on itself. So if you go all the way north, you will end up at the south, and vice versa. So right now, the elevator is actually right here at 10-8. That's where we are at. So we're going to go south, and we're actually going to take the little wizard shortcut. Oop. In the center of this room, an old man in a long robe turns toward the party, shouts, and begins waving his hands. Be gone, strangers. And he sends us back to town. Why do evil guys get the best gear? That's your hint that evil parties do get access to the best gear, indeed. All right, we need to heal up a little bit. Nobody's ready to level, it doesn't look like. Let's, how close are we? If you look at the below the portrait, there's a green bar and a red bar. Red bar is your experience progress to next level. You're not with us right now. All right, so we're a little ways, not for him. Okay. All right, so what we need to do is... I could visit the inn. That's not the best way, because visiting the inn, if you rest, will actually age your characters, and your characters can get old and die. If we camp and inspect the character, you see where the pointer is very small. So we look at the portrait and look to the right, we see 18 strength. Look to the right again, under neutral alignment, we have Vim, 95%. So he's 95% alive. In the original game, this was listed as age. If you look at the white text in the lower right, you see here it says age 23. All the way to the right side under 03681 experience, age 23. That corresponds to 95% Vim. As we scroll through the characters, we see they have various different amounts of Vim. You know, as long as you're careful, you're not going to age out and die most of the time. But one way to avoid that is not to rest at the inn any more than you have to, and instead to use spells to heal. And only have your mage characters rest at the inn. So at least one or possibly two characters are aging and not everyone. So now we're going to have him rest and get his spell points back. You need to get your spell points back because we cast Do and Pick twice. Okay. We have one quadrant left to explore, and that is the lower right. And to get there, we're going to have to teleport. There is a teleporter, and if you've never done this before, it's very confusing. So you go out here, you go to the end of this very long corridor here. This is, unfortunately, X brings up the Doom and Pick, but it also opens the door. Before I open this door, we are right here at the end of this corridor at 19.9. We're going to go through that door, and pretty soon after, we're going to be teleported down into here. Okay, right now we are at 09 right here. But pretty soon there's a teleporter that will bump us down in here. And you'll see how the mini-map gets confused. 5 rogues. This could be dangerous. We'll see. You know what? I'm going to cast Kalki to get a little bit of a... No, you know what? Let's try Matu. This is a little bit better. This improves our armor class for everybody in the party. Let's hide and let's inspect with Rendretta. See, that high agility on the priest is great. That means we got our spell up before they could hit us. They're running away. Chickens. Oh, well. All right. Now, one more step, and, yeah, we've now teleported. You see, as I turn around, it's overriding the mini-map. Okay. So we are in a room. I'm going to go ahead and cast Doom-a-Pick so that you see where I'm at. Okay. You see where we're at? Lower right corner of the map. Let's turn around to get that on the thing. Okay. Now, there's a bunch of doors. I don't remember exactly how this goes around. Yeah, see, now that door closed and locked us in. So now we have to go through a series of hidden doors. Oh, how did you come to be here? There is a presence here. No, it couldn't be him. Actually, it could be him. You'll see who he means here in a minute. You see a large statue of a hooded humanoid. There is a golden light coming from a hole in the hood. The statue is bejeweled with precious and semi-precious stones. In front of the statue is an altar from which incense is burning. Now, if I inspect that, it's going to initiate a battle that I really don't want to fight right now. So I'm not going to do it, but I will do it eventually. It's kind of a legendary fight. In here, though, is an item we need. Within the room is a statuette of a strange beast with the body of a chicken and the head of a cat. The statue is made of bronze and lies on an onyx pedestal. There are unusual runes on a plaque thereon. Let's search. And we find the bronze key. So now if we camp, we see we have the silver key and the bronze key. Those are the two key items that we need from this floor. So that's good. We're in good shape. So when we're ready, we can go down to floor 2. But we have to explore this place and get out of this magical teleported region. All right. Okay. This goes nowhere. But to a series of hidden doors that circle back around. This just comes from years of experience. All right, we're back here. And we're back in this room. All right, so the only place we haven't gone is the way to get out, which is down here. This is going to lead us back into the darkness. I'd like to get Thomlin up to level 4 before we interact with that statue. It's just auto battle here. Because most of them are probably going to run. Yep. Ah, crud. They all ran away. Oh, well. They might still drop a chest, though. Oh, I must have got one of them. Oh, well. Okay. There's the wall. Alright, so we are by the wizard door there. So if we go straight down... Well, maybe not. Oh, here we are. Okay. So now we're back in like the main part. Kind of right in the middle of the map. Right in here. We're right there at 9:10. I guess I could just run around and get some encounters. Because this guy is real close to a level. Look at that. Oh no, he did get a level. Okay, so we're ready to level him. Let's just go back to town then. One point, and he's learned a spell, Halito. I guess agility. And Rendretta leveled as well. She learned Dilto and Sopic. 6 hit points, man. That's terrible. I guess... that sounds good to me. Nobody else is ready to level. But you need to rest, and so do you. Oh, I forgot. She got her spell points back because she leveled. Forgot about that. Okay. So now, can we take on the legendary monster? Possibly. But there's a chance that it will... there, 2 of them will spawn, and it's a little bit much. Oh well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I don't guess. Let's do it. Oh no, we got 2. I'm pretty sure we can't handle 2 of them. This is Murphy's Ghost. And if you know anything about Wizardry, you probably heard of this fellow before. He hits kind of hard, not too hard. But he's incredibly hard to hit. And his HP regenerates 1 per round. So I guess we could start attacking him and see if we make any headway. The main thing here is for us not to get hit, so let's cast Matu to raise our armor class. We can hide with the thief and... let's try a Dilto, which essentially makes the monsters a little easier to hit. It might not work, though. Nice hit. All right, we did get the +2 AC penalty, which is nice. Okay. Let us try to inspect, ambush, and inspect. Got new details. It's good. So 2 damage doesn't sound like a lot, but we really don't have a lot of hit points. And this is going to take a lot of rounds. He's undead. See, base AC -3. We added 2, so he's still sitting at AC -1, which makes him really hard to hit. And he has a crap load of HP. 110. He gets 1 attack per round. Okay. We'll see. If it gets dicey, we will... oh, wait a minute. If it gets dicey, we will run. That's a pretty good hit. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we got a decent hit there. All right, press Y. You can bring up their health bar. Ambush and parry. Oh, excellent. We still don't know everything there is to know. And sometimes they switch around when there's 2, making this a little bit much, really. I need to keep an eye on that HP. You can only attack the front row. Good, 9 damage. Good. All right, we need to heal Tomlin. Dios, and hope it rolls high. It did okay, +5. It's good. Now they've swapped places again. Let us... Let's heal Writhe, Ambush, and Inspect. So this is a long fight, but the rewards are very, very good. I've had this fight before go over 100 rounds, so don't expect it to end anytime soon. Hey, she actually hit him that time with the ambush. All right, one good hit. Come on here, Herodoram. Decent hit. The attack animation of the ghost reminds me of Ghostbusters. All right, let's hit him, and let us inspect, hide, and cast Dilto on this one, because he doesn't have an AC penalty. And it worked good. All right, so we've deduced new insights about the ghost. Now if we pull up the card, if we look, it has resistance to just about everything. No extra actions, and special traits regenerate 1, which means it regenerates 1 HP per round. Now, we don't need to inspect anymore. We'll just parry and ambush from the back row. So far, this is going really well. Alright, looks like I need to heal a little. Come on, y'all. Alright. So, need to heal again. Nice hit. Okay. So yeah, that attack animation looks very much like the library ghost from Ghostbusters at the beginning. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Probably was. Hey, we got one. Nice. And the other one is almost dead. There we go. And that's 2 Murphy's Ghosts down. So now you get to see what we get. An absolute boatload of experience. Yeah. Very, very nice. Okay, so that means 3 of our 6 critters need to level up now. And the beauty of this is a bona fide grinding spot. We could search the room again and get attacked again and just keep doing that over and over and over again. This is where you go and grind levels in Wizardry 1. Murphy's Ghost. So right now we're going to go back to town and get our spell levels back. Oh, no. Here we go. Okay. I'll just have them rest at the end. It's fine. All right. 3 points. He gained 4 hit points. That's good. His agility could use some work, I guess, couldn't it? I do want to work on getting him to be a samurai as well. So, points in intellect and piety. I'll just let you rest. Rangeretta. We get 1 point to spend. Let's max agility. Why not? 3 points. That's excellent. Again, we're wanting to get her up to be a ninja, which requires 17 in everything. So let's do that. Have you rest. And have you rest. Okay. Let's just make sure everybody is where they need to be. Yeah. Okay. What do we have for items? We have a little bit of gold now. We can probably buy some better stuff. So let's go over to the store and see what we have here for purchase. No better weapons, but we can get better armor. Chainmail's -3 AC bonus. Again, lower numbers are better. All right, we've got for 750 we could get plate, which is very expensive. I'll buy a breastplate and equip it. And we'll buy a breastplate for you as well and equip it. And buy a breastplate for you as well and equip it. And that's about all we can do for now. Well, our cleric could use a breastplate as well, which might not be a bad idea. Let's buy that and equip it. What else? Can't afford the leather armor +1. All right. What else? Shields. Can't afford shield +1. A helm. Not a bad idea to buy a helm either. Okay. Now, we're going down to where there is poisonous potential, so we need to buy some antidotes because we don't have the spell yet for that. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Let's buy a couple of those. And that really has worked on our gold. But we can sell some stuff. Sell the chainmail. Gets us a little bit more gold. And it might not be a bad idea then to buy one more antidote. Yeah. All right. Now, one more thing. Let's kind of check everybody one more time. How close are we to leveling? Pretty close with the priest and this fighter. Priest and the fighter. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. It's good to see you. Good to talk to you, Mouse. Take care. Enjoy your evening. Okay. So I guess we'll go back to the maze and maybe go down to level 2. Yeah. Danger grows exponentially. All right. Through that door, I think, is the way to the stairs down. Here we go. This is the silver key door. Let's open it. One thing I didn't mention is that you're very likely to encounter monsters every time you go through a door. So be careful. Okay, here we go. Poison incoming. These are the... It says slimes, but these are creeping cruds. Yeah. So take these down as quickly as possible. Because if an attack gets through, it can kill you with poison. Poison is damage over time, as you might expect. Okay. Not too bad when it's just 3 of them, but still you got to watch out. Okay. Nothing here. Okay. Let's go this way first. All right, priests. This is very dangerous. They're going to be first level, I think, but nonetheless, you would do well to take these seriously. Let's try Matu. Okay, or they can just run away. Believe me, they can end you pretty quick. We have a chest. You can possibly... Okay. Receives armor with asterisks. Starting at level 2, you can start to find items in chests. And if we look at the character here, check his items, you see it just says armor. The asterisks mean that it has not been identified. It could be any kind of armor. A bishop can identify items by looking at them, or you can pay to have it identified back at town. The benefit of having the bishop identified is it's free. However, the bishop can accidentally touch the item, and if it's cursed, it will be equipped, and then you can't unequip it. You have to pay to have it removed in town. So it's a dice roll, but generally it's just better to have the bishop do it anyway. That's probably very low level armor, so I wouldn't get too excited about it. There is a statuette of a bear on a small pedestal. Behind it is a sign reading, "I've got 1,000,000 of them." So we want to search. We found the statuette of a bear. And that's a kind of key that we use on this floor, actually. Okay. 6 creeping cruds, significantly more dangerous encounter because the likelihood of getting poisoned has doubled over a battle with 3 creeping cruds. So let's cast a spell. Montino is essentially like a mute spell. It blocks spell casting. Let's do Montu again. And we still don't have any like big offensive spells for our mage. Let's try to put him to sleep with Catino. I don't know if it works on them, but we'll see. No, it didn't work. Oh well. It was worth a shot. Okay. So far, no one's poisoned. That's a plus. Let's see if our luck will hold out. You see, we're blocking a lot of their attacks. That's because we bothered to level up quite a bit before we came down here. If we came down here at like level 2 or 3, we would be suffering a whole lot more. Blades, huh? Failed to disarm the trap. Now, in the original version, the trap would just go off if you fail, but not in this one. Or at least there's a chance that it won't. Alright, we're still okay, so let's keep going. Nothing here, huh? Okay. I am tempted to go back to town. But before we do that, let's cast Doom-a-Pick. And see where we're at. Okay. Alright. Ethereal entities. Oh, okay. This might not be too good. I don't know. Gas cloud. Let's just fight and try to inspect, because they're pretty weak. Ride's damage is just not very good. He very often does not kill the monster. I need to look into that, why his attacks are not very good. There's probably a reason. We're still okay. He got a good hit there. Alright. We did learn something new, though, before he got away. That's good. A little bit more experience. Let's check something. What is your deal? Strength 17, not bad. Everybody else has 18. That could be the only reason that he's not hitting as hard, is his strength is 1 point lower. He has the same equipment everyone else has. I don't know. Probably that 1 point of strength. I don't think there's any teleporters here, so we should be okay. Ah, yeah, we're in the way that goes down to the 3rd level. I recognize it now. Priests. We finally identified them this time. Look at their little haircut. Let's bash them. Now they can hit us with some spells, so you gotta be careful. Or they can run away. There you go. Little spellage. You hit me for 7, so, you know, not insignificant. Stunner. Watch out for that. 120 gold. That's pretty good for a chest at this level. All right, let's do a little healing. Pitiful. Come on. There's a roll. Okay. And we're out of level 1 spells, so now would be a good time to actually go back. Get out of here. Easy peasy. And that can lure you into a false sense of security for sure. All right. So yeah, we're near the stairs. Now would probably be a good time to go back, just to be 100% safe. Because again, it's easy for things to go south quick. Now, you can go to the stairs or to the shortcut. The shortcut's probably quicker. Hence the name, shortcut. Wahaha. Okay. Let's do those levels. Sweet, sweet levels. 3 points, huh? Let's max vitality and bring piety up and agility. And for you, that single point, I'm going to put it in strength for sure, so that you're up with everybody else. Let's level you up. I was eventually going to turn him into a mage. So that would necessitate putting some points into intellect. Luck is pretty crappy. Luck is important. So let's pop a point there and one in agility. Okay, let's get your spell points back. And again, this little bit of rest is not going to hurt our characters at all. Okay. We could identify how much is it going to cost. 25? Sure. And it was leather armor, so whoop-de-doo, right? So we're going to sell the leather armor and get our 25 gold back. Yep, that's kind of how that works. Oh well. But that is life. Back to the maze. Back down to level 2. This time, we've not been in here. Have we? One way to know for sure. We have not. I'll tell you though, before we do that, the key, the bronze key door is right here. Let's go in there. One-robed man. This is going to be a mage. They're dangerous. Very dangerous. So, that's good. He went down. And that is what we want, because a mage can zap you pretty hard. 160. So you see our chest rewards are improving significantly. Ah, there's a statuette of a frog on a small pedestal. You can swear you hear a low ribbit emanate from it. Let's grab that. It's another one of those statuettes that's essentially a key. And this room has little curly cues on either side. Weird humanoids. Uh-oh. This is incredibly dangerous. These are going to be zombies. They can paralyze on hit. So we're going to dispel undead for sure. We still don't have any really good spells to hit them with, but I'm going to hit a Halito anyway, because we need every bit of damage. Because paralysis means we go back to town. If all characters get paralyzed like that, then game over. I don't think I have the spell to heal that yet. Let's see. Not you. Roscoe. No. No, I don't have it. Crap. Oh well. Back to town we go then. Nope, not that way. We should visit the Temple of Count to see if we can restore our afflicted. Yeah. I don't know what was going on there. So yeah, paralysis is kind of a pain in the butt. Poison will automatically go away when you go back to town, but not paralysis. So we have to go to the temple, and it costs 500 gold. Crazy. But it has a 100% chance to succeed, so there's that. Visit tavern. We want to change positions. Get Roscoe down here. Get you back up here. And that's how I want that. Okay. Visit the inn. Okay, we didn't use any spell. We did with you, though. Okay. Everybody's healed up. We're good to go. And that, I think, is where I'm actually going to leave it. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Before you head out, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before you go. Thanks to everybody who hung out with me today and are watching in the VOD later. I'll try to stream some more Wizardry later on in the coming days. Thank you so much for your support, however you choose to show it. If you'd like to come hang out with us on Discord, there is a link in the video description. And if you'd like to become a member of the Rock's Roost and support my journey financially, that would be very much appreciated. You can get started with that by clicking the join button below the video. For now, I'll bid you adieu. Remember, wherever you are, whenever you are, I'll see you next time in the maze. Bye-bye, everybody.